Moiti. Welcome to the show. Today we're beaming the searchlight on the real estate industry in Nigeria, exploring the opportunities, challenges, innovations shaping the sector. My guest today is a seasoned expert in real estate and land development. We will dive into the world of property investment, construction, and land acquisition, discussing the intricacies of the industry and the ways to navigate its complexities. Once again, welcome to Insight. My name is Lawrence Omoite. Yes, my guest is Surveyor Charles Ego Ona. Welcome to Insight, Charles.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, Charles Ona holds a B.Tech in Surveying and Geoinformatics from the Federal University of Technology, Minna. He is also a registered surveyor with over 10 years in the kitty and currently runs his private business. Once again, Charles, it's a pleasure to have you on Insight.
I'm grateful. Thank you so much, sir.
So, Charles, we're going to look at the industry. It's obvious that this is an industry that you're very familiar with over the years, even though you trained as a surveyor, but you are really into the real estate and other associated business in the real estate business. But let's start this way. Can you take us into the foray of how you ended up in this industry?
Okay, thank you very much for that question, and I'm really grateful to be here this morning, and thank the Almighty God for giving us the grace to wake up and find ourselves this morning to at least talk and educate ourselves about the real estate sector in our country, Nigeria. Okay, so some years ago I graduated from the Federal University of Technology over 15 years ago, studying surveying and geoinformatics. And moving forward, I served in the only survey school in the whole of Nigeria that was in Oyo State. So that place widened and broadened my course about surveying and geoinformatics. I actually liked it before, but going there, finding yourself in an environment where everybody is a surveyor, let you know that, wow, this is just the right place to be. I know back then sometimes you just want to walk your NYC, but I felt, okay, let me leave this to God. So finding myself, because finding yourself in the only survey school in the whole of the country. So I just felt God is doing something. So from there I came to Abuja. There's something we call pupillage. After NYC, as a surveyor, you have to serve your boss for like 2-3 years. So I did that. First time, wrote my exams once, and I passed. I did everything. So I got my seal. So I think among my set, I'm the first surveyors, and we are the youngest surveyors in the country presently. So from there, I was practicing. I have a very good boss, Surveyor Ifekoya, one of the best GIS experts in the country. So we worked for him for years, and we learned a lot. So from there, after I got my seal, when I got my own company, I was on my own. I was doing survey for several people. We started working. Over the year, we started going around the country, do surveys. In fact, there was a project during Buhari's regime, 500,000 housing units across the country. I think I was like the chief surveyor handling that project. So going around the country, I now realized that we have a very serious deficit in housing. And then seeing some lapses that some real estate owners had, I felt I am in the forefront, because every real estate company must have a surveyor. And since I am a surveyor, and I've been part of solving the problem for housing, so why don't I come into this myself? Since because I have a private survey company, CEO Consult. So the thought of having a real estate company started building in my head, but the financial aspect wasn't easy. So I became focused, diligent, and I started saving. I said, let me start from the grassroots. I started building houses of my own to have tenants. Then from there, expanding it, because the real estate sector is becoming, it's even becoming like a showbiz, It's beyond just building houses and living. It's becoming a lifestyle. So there are certain things you must do to showcase yourself, but because I can bet you the population is increasing, but there is something that is so important the financial aspect to come into real estate is not easy. So as the population is increasing, land doesn't increase. And either we like it or not, there is a drive to the center from the north, from the west, and the east. They keep coming into Abuja. Population keeps increasing. So from there, I realized that, okay, moving into this will make a great deal for me. So since I know the lapses, because it is a surveyor that knows how to demarcate a property, because real estate is about demarcation of property. It's a line that divides you from your neighbor and yourself from point A to B. So that saves you from those encroachments, because most land issues are mostly encroachments. That is apart from scam, because we have real estate scammers.
Well, we'll come to that.
Okay, okay. So me being a surveyor, if any real estate owner have issues, it's a surveyor that must come and solve it. So I think I am a solution to the end. That was why I had to come in. Yeah, thank you, sir.
All right. I read through your bio, and you said you are a problem solver and a bridge builder.
Yes, sir.
Can you explain that?
Yeah, surveyors, actually, we see ourselves as problem solvers, because the motto of a surveyor, if you ask any surveyor, the motto of a surveyor is the foundation, the bedrock of any meaningful development. The bedrock of any meaningful development must be a surveyor. If they want to construct road, the beautiful cities we see, the fine towns, the roads, the bridge, and everything we see, it must be the surveyor that will come to site before any other profession. So I have worked in states like, I've worked in Jigawa, I've worked in Katsina, I've worked in Asaba, Ogun State, Kanu, different part of the country. Okay, so now any development you see, the bedrock of the meaningful development must be a surveyor. And once people have crisis on land, majority of the problems in the whole world is on land. Countries fighting each other on land, cities on land, towns on land. So the only surveyor, the only solution to those problems must come from a surveyor, because it's only the surveyor that can give you the demarcation between your property and my property. So surveyors see themselves as problem solvers. So when there's a problem, when we solve it, we now build a bridge that will connect you and your enemy to become friends. So I am a problem solver and a bridge builder.
All right. Well, if you're just joining us, it's Insight on Citizen 93.7 FM here in Abuja, and we're talking real estate and surveying. My guest is Charles Ego Ona, who is also an expert in this immunities. Just like you said, housing problem is real in Nigeria. It's a big challenge, especially in the city centers. How do you begin with, like, somebody who's just into a real estate business and he wants to start making an impact? What are the things that you start to do first, the foundational steps?
Okay, like, I have a real estate company. So there are certain goals that we set for ourselves from the beginning.
Okay.
Number one is altered from the past. In those days, people live in an environment where you have a building, you have trees in your compound, children have where to play, the bathroom is wide enough, you can take your bath, there's even a bathtub and the rest. But these days you realize that no more bathtubs, people just stand and take their bath and go. The life is just moving so fast. So I thought about it and I said, no, if I'm entering real estate, there must be a drive towards making people enjoy their life. So what came into my mind was building an eco-friendly environment, amount of money in an environment where they will enjoy their lives. So we decided to say, okay, every eco-friendly environment, we don't want clustered buildings. We want houses where people can live, and we'll plant trees. We did 500 trees. We have our possible best to sell this land in very affordable prices so that people can build. Now, we have our estate we are building. We'll give them the rights. We have our engineers. But to actually give people the right, the opportunity to bring their own engineers. Because if you feel our price is high, which we always want you to look at your own cost and look at ours, we'll bring ours to the lowest minimum so that you will always want to work with us. I will give you the standard buildings. we try as much as possible that any estate we are building to have large number of people that can patronize and be able to pay. Now, in an environment that is like your dream home, having an environment where you have trees, plants, roads, street lights, gatehouse, fencing, we do all this in all our estates. And by the grace of God, in less than 2 years, we have 2 estates that are already sold out. And we are in the 3rd and the 4th one selling at the same time. We even have a 5th one. We have not started selling that. So we're just doing the infrastructures, the fence, the road, the planting of the trees and the rest. So we sell these lands, we make them affordable because people are coming from the north. People are leaving the north. As our president is from the west, people are leaving the west to this place. As our former president, Goodluck Jonathan, came from the south, people came from the south. So the town is becoming more populated. And because of the cost of material, the rents are going higher. And people are becoming more stranded. So we say, okay, we open our hands wide. Come and dwell in your home that you built for yourself.
All right. You keep talking about affordability. Now, cost, we know that cost is a major factor when we talk about affording house and affording housing. What to in insight, and you will be able to follow this show live, real time, from any part of the world that you are listening to. So let's talk about costing and affordability now.
Okay, costing and affordability. You know, we can't shy away from the truth that there is inflation in the country. Just a few years ago, we bought cement for 4,000 naira. In fact, 2,500, 4,000 naira. There's a stage that it went to even 12,000 naira, I think sometime last year. And it came down again to like 7,500, 8,000. So it's going up and coming down, going up and coming down. So no matter what, even when it was 2,500, it was still not affordable for people. Now it has gone to 10,000. For 2008, now they are like 12,000 naira. So everything has gone high. The cement is high, 9 to 10, 10 to 11, you know. So that means the prices of these things are going higher. But there is something actually my co-real estate owners also, they do. Sometimes you build a house and you triple the price, you turn it times 4 of the price. So affordable. Because maybe the advantages of having trees, eco-friendly environment where you stay, it has financial, that's economic benefits, it has social benefits, and it also have environmental benefits. The environmental benefit, it helps to stop erosion, it helps you to filter the air. Then the social benefit, it beautifies the environment. You understand? Sometimes you come to your house, I'm telling you, sir, if you have issues and you come, you watch the birds singing, you see, you stay under flowers, beautiful environment, it tends to calm down, ease
your
the
nerves.
tension. The birds singing, you see, you stay under flowers, beautiful environment, it tends to calm down, ease
Your
the
nerves.
tension. And you relax well. But when you have houses and you relax well, but when you have houses everywhere clustered around each other, that is eco-friendly, the difference of the cost, we're in a hurry to surpass, you understand? So we have recreational centers, swimming pool that are, but even if you bring your engineers, you have to watch them, guide them. We want accuracy. The fence lines, the buildings, the plot, everything should be aligned properly. If they're in circular form, proper cycles. So because I've done this, providing houses for people.
Okay, just a player in that industry. Everyone, once you can, from estate agents, from house agents, you can get 1 or 2 connections to sell. Everybody calls himself a real estate professional, and there's so many quacks, and a lot of people have lost a lot of money in terms of buying lands in some of these so-called estates that end up not being developed, and so many other things. So how can you convince somebody who wants to come into to invest in that industry about all these challenges?
Wow, that's a very nice one. So this thing you are saying, like I said, I've worked for more than 50 to 100 real estate owners, and I'm still working for them because I have a very functional survey firm, very functional. Now, working with these people over the years, I just do my business, because probably if you want me to do a layout for you, a topographic survey, a detail survey, I do all those things. Then, if you don't call me to involve myself in your business, I don't think I will do that, because if I'm doing anything for you, I get paid. So now, working with these people, I've seen the lapses. I think that was one of the reasons we came into this business. Some people are scammers intentionally. Why some got into being scammers? Unfortunately. Now, if you are a real estate owner, you must have a layout. That's if you want to get it right, because we still have criminals that don't even have land. If we have a land to sell, we fence the place. When you come into an environment and you see the place fenced, that is number one conviction. Because one of the greatest thing to solve in real estate, if you are a scammer, if you build a fence, the owners of the land will come out if the land doesn't rightly belongs to you. Okay, so fence is very important to us. Billboard, we have on our site. We usually have a very mighty billboard. It's like a billboard that is on the road, so we have it in our site. So you can't come to that place and don't know that this land belongs to you. You understand? Then we do our infrastructures. Then we have a layout. We always do. We have a layout and we do instant allocation. So if you come to any of our sites, you see beacons on the ground. So as we are showing you on the layout, as it is on the layout, that is how it is on the ground. Now, if you pay for any of our land, we'll put your name inside the layout on our system. And as it's inside the layout on our system, we'll put it on the layout that we print, that we normally show you. So you can see your land on the ground and you can see it on our system. So, but for those people that they are usually scammed, I don't think they show them things. And sometimes some people just buy land out of and these scammers, they are really working intelligently these days, because a lot of them have come into town.
Okay.
So some people, for those that want to buy land, I think they should work with coordinates. Surveyors work with coordinates. I will always advise. I have some people I work for. Before they buy a land, they must consult me. It's important, because these things are coordinates. The boundary of a land is being bounded by coordinates. Okay? So a surveyor that knows what he or she is doing should go to the site and confirm it properly with the coordinate that has been issued to the buyer. And if possible, do something to be sure that the land belongs to you. So we take those things into serious recognition. You buy a land, we'll do you instant allocation. If you come to our office as you are buying the land, we are showing you you are paying, we are giving you a receipt, your allocation letter, there's a form we fill, and we'll begin to work on your government title documents. So those things are, because I tell people, land is between God and man. And the man now is government. You buy a land is for government. You buy a land and we work on your government title document. Government title document, instant allocation, your coordinate is on the plan we give to you. All these things are to guide you, because nobody knows tomorrow. If I'm not there tomorrow, that coordinate, those government title documents must always take you there. And the most important thing I would tell people, land is a generational transferable property. So it's something you can transfer from one family, from your generation to the next generation. And it is not the land you go and pick from the ground and give. It's that title from the government. So that is an important aspect of what we will do.
All right, it's still Insight on Citizen 93.7 FM here in Abuja, and we are talking real estate, we're talking housing, we're talking challenges, we're talking fraud, and so many other things associated with that sector. My guest is Charles Egwo Ona. We'll take a short break now. When we come back, we'll talk about your company in details and talk about what exactly, step by step, how to get to do business with you. Please don't go away. Insight will return in a moment. Thank you so much. It's still Insight, and thank you for staying tuned. As I said earlier, Charles Egwo Ona is my guest, a real estate expert and also a proprietor of his own business. Now, let's start now and say, I have some money somewhere and I want to do business with you. I want to buy land. What is it? What are the steps to take? What are the things?
Now, if you want to buy a property, either land banking, you want to buy your land and keep it, or you want to buy your land and build on it. So we are comfortable. I looked into all this before I started the company. That was what I used to build real-time bricks.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, you heard that. The phone lines are buzzing. You can call us 0903-2229-797. You can also send us a WhatsApp message also on 0818-2222-205. Or in the alternative, you can join us on YouTube. Just type in Insight and you will be part of the show. My guest is Charles Egwo on our Real-Time Breaks, and he's telling us that it's the best to do business with him. Insight will return in a moment. Please don't go away. Thank you so much for staying tuned. It's still Insight on Citizen 93.7 FM. My guest is Charles Egwo on our Real-Time Breaks. Charles, give us an insight into the specifics of the land, or just buy and build. Are there specific prototypes for the houses or whatever? Just let us know about some of these things.
Okay, in Real-Time Breaks, we are really concerned about the eco-friendly environment, like I said. So our land sizes, we have 300 square meter, 400 square meter, and 500 square meter. The 300 square meter is for bungalows. Yes, bungalows. The 400 for penthouse, and the 500 for duplex. All our buildings are standalone because we really want to give space for trees and flowers. We really have a picture of how we have our 3Ds already, how the place will look like in the next 3 to 5 years from now. Then we have another one, we call it Future City. That one is just 2.5 million naira for 500 square meter. Then the one that is 300, 400, and 500 square meter, the name is King's View Estate. That's a gate house already, a fence and road. In fact, their own homes. I've really done research. Our workers have gone out. We have really asked people. A lot of people are going down from just we have not started. The prototypes, we have prototypes in our buildings. We don't just allow people build anyhow. For the bungalow, they have same design. For penthouse, same design. For the duplex, same designs. And everything is organized that the locations for the penthouse, the duplex, and the bungalows, they are different locations, but in same estates, enclosed by fence, gatehouse, and street lights. We have all these things on ground. So, by the grace of God, I think that's all for now.
Okay, could you go over your social media pages again for the listeners, and phone number if possible, and even address where someone can reach you?
Okay, our address is Doba Mall, Bangwe Street.
Okay.
Wusetu. It's close to Jevnik Restaurant, just opposite Pope John Paul. And our Instagram page is Real-Time Breaks. Website www.realtimebreaks.com. Our Facebook is Real-Time Breaks. TikTok, Real-Time Breaks. And our logo, you see it is just like a circle with 3 colors, blue, ash, and black inside, like lines. So thank you for this great opportunity, and I pray that the government will really look into this inflation aspect, because that's what is causing rise in the price of the rent. The materials are too expensive. The price you can use to build a duplex in 2011, you can use the money now to build one, can build 5 then, and it's really bad. Sometimes I ask myself, how did we get here? Now it's making people even using substandard materials to work. They will tend to reduce the amount of cement they are supposed to use, the type of iron they are supposed to use. You know, someone that is supposed to use iron 20, trying to use iron 12. So that,
We pray so. Thank you so much, Charles, on our Real-Time Breaks. Thank you so much for your intervention.